Hey everybody, it's Angie from Color Tree Creations. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. So, journal share for you guys. I'm sorry, I'm kind of snotty, change of the weather kind of business going on here in Missouri. Went from 90 degrees one day down to 40 the next. We've had some 60-degree days. I think today is one of those days. It seemed fairly warm this morning. Sorry. I have two modes. I have take allergy medicine and be dead all day, or just kind of suffer through it. So, anyway, I have a design team project share for you guys. This is for NevermoreCreations17 on Etsy. You know her as Lindsey Zenor here on Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube. And on Facebook, she is Nevermore Creations, Junk Journals, and Friends. So go check out her pages and her shop and stuff. I'll try to get all the linkies up in the description box below. Sometimes the links aren't up immediately as soon as the video is, because I do my video with my phone and I upload from my phone, and it's just so much easier to put the links in after on my computer. I'm not real tech savvy. So this journal is 3 signatures, and it's done in the Nick the Booksmith style of the, what is it she calls it, Scholar's Ledger. It's 1.5 inch spine, and this is black, and it looks, well, I've got fuzz on there. There's nothing I can do about that other than take some tape to it here after a while. But when you're flipping through it, and I've got, you know, fibers and stuff on my desk, it's on there. But here before long, before I put it, I have a case, glass case I put all my journals, my finished books in. I will go over that with a piece of tape to remove all the fuzzies. Anyway, die cut on the spine here with that's a thimble. As you can probably guess, this is a sewing journal. This is the back here. Let's take this off. These type normally don't need a closure, but as you can tell, I've got this packed. This 4.5 by 8 3/4 on the cover, 1.5 inch spine, 3 signatures, sewing journal. I guess I've said all that, haven't I? I'm sorry. So let's go inside. All of the images are from Lindsey's sewing ephemera kit. I think there are approximately 45 images. I'm not 100% sure because I don't remember. I didn't count. But I used all of them except for one, and the only reason why I didn't use that one is because I messed it up. I wanted to cut them out, the little individual scissors, the little pretty sewing scissors from the Victorian age, and yeah, I lost it. I messed it up, and then I lost it. So, instead of reprinting a whole sheet, I just didn't use it. There's a piece of fuzz there. Anyway, I'll get that out in a minute. Fuzz drives me crazy. This is a die cut. This is from the Downton Abbey series. I don't remember the name of the actual brand that carries it, but I ran that die through a Thinlits, or actually I think it's a Doris brand, Flourish, and it kind of gave it some texture, and I painted it gold using this, and then I used my little distresser, and yes, I'm cheap. That's just, actually no, this is the ones that come with it, but you know those 20-cent sheets of what do you call it, felt at Walmart or at Hobby Lobby or whatever? I just set it down on there and cut around it and use it. It's the exact same thing. This is what came with it. Oh, it's got a fuzz, or a, see, this is what came with it. I don't get, all my local store had were the alcohol ink blenders. It didn't have any of the distressing ink blenders with the foam pad underneath them, so it all works. It's all good. But anyway, I went over the top of it with this vintage oxide, Distress Oxide Vintage Photo, and the base coat is this Folk Art Pure Gold, and that's what I did with all of these. There's many, well, I won't say many, but there's like 5 or 6 throughout here. Anyway, so I made some journaling cards out of her images. I printed them out on basic, I think either 24 or 26 pound, just regular printing paper. It's the high quality premium paper, but the only reason why I did that is because I wasn't paying attention and I printed it off. I hit print and didn't switch out my paper for cardstock, so that's how that happened. But that's fine because it's a sewing journal and I sewed them all onto different pieces of paper. Here's one of the images with a little mini notebook. Here's a flip and a little collage there of fabrics. This is from a sewing or a stitching book, a cross stitch book. It's called A Signature in Time. And there's a few or a couple of those pages in here. Here are a couple of Lindsey's images, and this is the tissue paper, the pattern tissue paper, and that's ironed on plastic wrap onto coffee dyed paper. And here is a stamp I have from Hobby Lobby, and I just used it to make some triple fold pockets with some writing space. Some designer paper. This is one of Lindsey's images with a fabric and lace collage for a belly band with some leftover grid paper. It's nice and sunny out today, which is nice. After I get this done, I'm going to hop in the shower and go do something with my family. Alright, here is some Hobby Lobby lace sewn on with a dangle. This is a paper clip dangle, and I don't remember who I saw do this, so I can't give them credit, and I apologize for that. It's the center of the signature, right there. Here is I would love to have one of these sewing desks. Sewing machine ad, and this is a paper clip made from one of Lindsey's images with a lace backing and a button. And on the other side is another image, again on the pattern paper decoupage sheet, and then another flip out. And of course, if you wanted to use these as a tuck, you could always just put your paper clip in there and piece of, you can put it like that and it will work, or you can use it for a secret hidey hole, or journal on the inside, things that you don't want anybody else to see if they're just randomly flipping through. Here's a couple of banners, and what I did is I glued across the top and down the side, and it makes a really good corner tuck. Here's some more of Lindsey's images, and these are both embroidery. And I put it on the cross stitch page. I thought that kind of went together. Here's a little fabric. It's not really a collage, it's just a little piece of fabric sewn on. Here's some more of Lindsey's images, and it's on a leftover piece from the cover, as you can see here. And it says create, it has the definition for create. And there's a couple of her images. And these are Nick Booksmith style Franken pages. And here's another die cut that's been painted gold, and then I went over it with the vintage photo. It kind of gives it a bronze color. I thought it was pretty. or an antique gold. There's a pattern page on some pattern page. And this is a collage on top of a Rolodex card. Those are the same Rolodex cards I carry in my shop. Another flip out. Another corner tuck. Here it shows how your sewing machine works. I thought that was pretty. I like stuff like that. I love learning. So anyway, let's see. Oh, then here's this blue sampler. So I put some, or blue and yellow sampler. So I put some blue fabric on the background, and here are a couple of Lindsey's images. And then here is a book page with some fabric bits on it, images. And this is my version, or my take on Nick the Booksmith's Shabbies. This image come from Anne. Thank you, Anne. I've just kind of collaged all over it and sewn around the outside. And I know the thread tension is off. What happened was I put my bobbin in it upside down without thinking about it. But it still looked pretty cool, so I left it. Some coloring paper, or coloring page. A little bit of fabric and paper collage. This is what inspired me to do a sewing journal, because I love these little sunbonnet Sues. So I have a pattern for it, so I just cut it out and sewed it together and pasted it on the card, or vice versa. No, I sewed around it first. And then on this belly band is a paper ruffle, which I learned to do from Lindsey and one of her images, how to sew on overall buttons. And here is another lace piece, but this has a couple of pieces from some old necklaces. That's actually a clasp, a closure for an old vintage style necklace. That's the center of the second signature. There's a collage on this little card, and another paper clip. Pardon me. I don't mean to sound so gross. Well, helps if I actually get it on the paper, right? Silly me. Anyway, here's another designer paper, whatever you want to call it, scrapbook paper. Here's another one of Lindsey's images with a collaged background onto a piece of page. There's some more grid paper, some more fabric and paper collaging, stamping. There's one of Lindsey's images on some Prima paper. Now you might see this here and notice it looks remarkably like this. I did not plan this way. I didn't even notice it until I was putting the book together. They're not even made from the same company. I mean, they're extremely similar. There's some difference, but anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. And this one also folds out. And then here's the third signature. Isn't that pretty? I love that image. And here's a couple more. I made this one look kind of like a vintage postcard. Here's another image. I collaged that on. This is tracing paper for patterns. And some cheesecloth. It's just some extra writing space folded up like an envelope. I don't remember who I saw do this first, so I can't really give them credit, but this is a piece of sewn or embroidered. Let me see if I have another piece. I think I showed it to you guys before. It actually was like right here, and I cut it all out because when I got this piece home, after getting it out of the bag, I noticed that it had some blue, it looked like marker line around it. I don't know what that was from. And I was going to put this in here, but it's so heavy. This probably should be like on the front of a cover. And I like the cover of this one too much to mess it up. So here's an altered paper clip, and then here is a pocket made from a book page. And it's got one of Lindsey's images on the front with some buttons, and then another die cut on the back, and I put some journaling space on that. Pull out a corner tuck, and those are just backed with a couple of different types of paper. And see, on these you can tuck in both spots. So some music paper, some more fabric collage. I hope I'm in frame. I'm trying to stay, but I scoop everything around all the time. And this is Tracy Love. I used her idea to make a little notebook inside of an envelope, but the envelope itself is one that I learned from Patricia Vermontes when she did the pattern paper on top of a piece of paper. I used, or an envelope, I used a book page to make mine. There's another die cut on some lace and paper to make a pocket, and then another fabric tab or lace tab with a little gemmy dangle. There's some more paper underneath there. Another flip out. Another one of Lindsey's images. This one has a cabinet for your sewing machine for $20. I would love to have a $20 cabinet for my sewing machine like that. It's gorgeous. Anyway, let's see. And there's another. I tried to keep some of the images together. And then here's a sampler for hand stitching. Isn't that pretty? There's some more fabric there. Another one of those flip outs with a couple of images. This is how to sew buttons in a pattern envelope front. This one flips out the other way. Extra journaling. And then there's a page pocket with a Singer sewing machine image on it. And that is it. As you can see, I can't even squeeze it flat shut. So this has lots of goodies in it. And I really enjoyed making this journal. So much better than the one that I did last month. Last month I just couldn't get it together, and I needed a journal for myself. And I personally just like to write, so I made myself a writing journal. Anyway, so that's my journal share for this month for Lindsey's design team. This will be going up in my shop soon, I hope, if I can remember to do all the stuff I need to do, you know, take pictures and stuff. I get distracted real easy. I've got 3 kids and we homeschool. I'm sure you guys have heard that before. So, yeah, I stay pretty busy. Like, really busy. And it's by my own design. I also knit and crochet and make blankets and stuff like that for my kids, and I love knitting socks. I've actually got 2 pairs of socks on my needles right now, and I'm an all-around crafter, so I do more than just junk journals. But junk journals, I think, I love books, so they're kind of like my happy place. I love the smell of old books. I love going to bookstores, and I love history. So, you know, getting to see, even if it's a digital image, getting to see things that are from the past really, you know, gets me going. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little share, and I will see you again soon because I have another design team project. I'm a guest designer for Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and I'm going to be doing Her Lady Eleanor kit, and that's coming up soon, hopefully before next weekend. I've got the papers all set up, but anyway, that's neither here nor there because this is for Lindsey. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will quit rambling on, and I will let you guys go. If you stuck around to the end, I appreciate it very much. Thank you. If you like the way that I make journals, please like and subscribe, and send your friends over this way, and comment. Leave me, do you have ideas? Are there things that you like to see included in journals that I haven't done in the past? Give me some ideas. Yes, give me some ideas. No. You know what I mean. If there's something that you think is really neat, I love getting ideas from other people. That's being creative is one thing, but sometimes we all need a push or a boost from other people. And I have a friend named Jen, and she's always giving me brilliant, beautiful ideas. And hi, Jen. If you're watching this, I just want to let you know I appreciate you, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.